All right, guys, where you left off on Thursday and Friday of last week, we had the knight, the dragon, and the princess on the screen. And then for our stage, it should have had the backdrops of Castle 4, Garden Rock, and Castle 3. For most of you guys, we also had put our knight down in the corner. We set him to 60% and said when green flag is clicked, go to that location. The dragon got put up at the top, and we put him at 60% and said when green flag is clicked, go to that location. For the princess, we didn't change her size, and we just said when green flag is clicked, hide. On the stage, I have code of when green flag is clicked, switch the backdrop to Castle 4, which is this outside castle right here, and then we set our lives variable to 3 and set a timer to 15. If you don't have those two yet, then you need to go to variables, click make a variable, make one called lives, and make a second one called timer. For most of us, we're at the point where we need to start coding the knight to move with the arrow keys. So we start with when up arrow pressed, change Y by 10. Then we'll go to events, and we'll say when down arrow pressed, we'll go to motion, and we'll say change Y by -10. We'll go to events, and we'll say when right arrow pressed, we will change X by 10. And then when left arrow pressed, change X by -10. Okay, since we've coded all these so far, now we need to hit our green flag, use our arrow keys up, down, left, right, make sure that the knight moves all over the screen when we press the correct arrow. Then we hit the green flag and he goes back to his starting location again. Make sure that you hit save now so that you don't lose that code. The next thing I'm going to do is the dragon. Okay, so make sure you click on your dragon, and I'm going to say when green flag clicked, and then I want the dragon to chase the knight. So I'm going to go into my motion code and look what I have available. I have a go to random position, but go to means he's going to blink in and out of existence, and I don't want that to happen. So then I'm going to look at the glide 1 second too. We use this with the bowling code as well. And I can choose my knight as my target on this one. So when I click the green flag, it takes him 1 second, he glides down and hits the knight. The problem is that if I move the knight, he doesn't keep chasing me. So what I need to do is grab a forever block and put that around my glide. So I'm going to hit my green flag. And now, when I move, the dragon chases me. So that all works perfectly now as well. So I'm going to hit my stop sign, hit my green flag, my stop sign. I want the dragon to be away from me to code the next things. Now that my dragon chases my knight, I know that my dragon has different costumes, right? So he has Dragon A, which is when he's perched. Dragon B is when he's flying. Dragon C, he breathes fire. So when green flag is clicked, forever glide to the knight. When he's gliding to the knight, I want to go to looks, and I want to switch him to costume B, which will make it look like he's flying. So there he flies. When he glides 1 second to the knight, when he lands, so after that 1 second is over, I want to switch to costume C, which will make him look like he's breathing fire. The problem is he's continuing to try to switch. You can kind of see him flickering in and out of existence over here. So I'm also going to put a wait 0.25 seconds. Actually, I'll probably make that more like wait half a second. So that he flies down, he breathes fire. Wonderful. This half second will also allow me a chance to run away, seeing as how I'm controlling the knight, before he chases after me again. Okay, he didn't chase right now because I don't have my green flag clicked. Once you have that in there, hit your save now button. Okay. Next thing we need to do is make it so that when the dragon touches the knight, we lose 1 life. So I'm going to go grab another green flag and say forever if, just like we did with bowling. And then under sensing, I'm going to say touching mouse pointer, and I'm going to change that mouse pointer to knight. So when green flag is clicked, forever if touching the knight, then I need to lose a life. So under my variables, I'm going to say change lives by -1. Hit my green flag. He chases after me. I just lost 2,640 lives. Obviously, I need to have a weight block in there. I'm going to go up to control. I'm going to throw a weight on that. Hit my green flag again. And that dragon chases me faster than I can get away. So I'm going to want to play with my times a little bit. But for now, I'm okay because I'm getting away. All right. And I don't want my lives to go past 0. So also in here, I'm going to do another forever if. I already have the forever, so now I'm going to put another if down here. And this time I need that operators, kind of like we did for bowling. We said that if the score equaled 3, well, this time we're going to say if our lives equal 0. Then I want to switch my backdrop to Garden Rock. So I'm going to go up to looks, and I'm going to say switch backdrop to, and I'm going to change it to Garden Rock. So I start my game. I'm going to let the dragon kill me. It switched me to Garden Rock. Fantastic. I've lost the game. My lives are still counting down, but we'll change that in a minute. We're on the Garden Rock. We can stop the variables once we get there. We're just going for this right now. I also need a way to win. So save now. Then we're going to go to timer. I have a lot of code on my dragon right now, and it's getting a little crowded. So I'm going to switch sprites, but you can stay on this one if you want. The timer is a variable. It doesn't matter. So when green flag clicked, forever, I need to do a wait 1 second. And then under variables, I need to change, I'm going to change it from lives to timer, -1. So anytime I click that green flag, I want the timer to count down by 1, wait 1 second, count down by 1, wait 1 second. Hit my green flag. I'm watching my timer to make sure that I can go all the way down. It's gone from 15 to 10 so far. Still playing. Oh, I died. Timer's still going though, so I can still test that code. All right. So my timer hit 0 and went negative. I don't want that to happen. So we're going to put an if, and we're going to say timer equals 0. So same kind of math code. Then I want to change my backdrop, and this time I want to go into the castle, which is castle 3, because I'm going to go see the princess. I can also tell it that if the timer equals 0, I switch my backdrop to castle 3, and I want the dragon to hide. So I'm going to go up to looks. I'm on my dragon. I'm going to go up to looks, and I'm going to say hide. Okay, so we're going to test that code again. So I made it into the castle. My lives are still positive, and my timer is going negative, so I need to tell my timer to stop. So under variables, I'm going to set my timer back to 15 so that my timer doesn't go negative because I've won the game. Hit save now. Then I'm going to go to my knight. My knight needs to get a little bigger now that he's in the castle. So I'm going to go to my events and say, when backdrop switches to castle 3, because that's the background I'm on right now, I'm going to go to looks this time. And instead of changing the size over here, which is what I want it to be for the whole game, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say set size to 100%. That way, oh, my dragon's still hitting. I haven't told him to come back yet, but it makes it easier to test this code. So I'm waiting for my timer to get to 0. I watch it throw me into the castle, and he got nice and big again. That's what we want to happen. I know my dragon is hidden and I don't want it to be right now. So I click on my dragon, and under green flag, I'm going to go to looks and I'm going to say show. And then on my knight, I know right now he is still going to appear when he dies, and I don't want that to happen. So just like I hid the dragon when I won, I'm going to go back to events and say when backdrop switches to Garden Rock, which is the death screen, I can go to looks and tell my knight to hide, and he can show up on any of the green flags. All right, so I hit my green flag. Oh, my knight is giant. I don't want that to happen. So still on my knight, when green flag click, I'm going to set his size to a 60% because that's what I had originally done over here. So there it goes. I died. The timer's still going. I'll need to stop that, but my knight is hidden. The dragon can keep flying around the screen because he's won the game. So on my code where I tell it to switch backdrops, so when lives equals 0, that code's on my knight or my dragon. So I'm going to say if lives equals 0, switch backdrop to Garden Rock, and I'm also going to tell it to set my timer to 0. Okay, so that's your goal for today. Let me know if you have any questions.